happening, guys? It's Bharat for iGyaan in, and today we're going to be unboxing something unusual. Now, this is a rugged phone, and it runs Android. Now, a lot of phones have started coming with waterproof capabilities, etc. But this guy is truly an outdoorsy phone. In fact, it looks like a tank. Sort of reminds me of those Caterpillar bulldozers. In fact, I believe Caterpillar even came out with a phone that almost looked like this. If I turn over to the side real quick, you'll see that it has some specifications which might be of interest. It's running Android 4.1.2, so it's fairly old in terms of the Android, but it has a 1 GHz dual core processor. It is waterproof, dustproof. It has dual SIM capabilities and 3G. You do have video camera and Bluetooth, which is not very surprising. It is completely shockproof. It also has a compass, a G sensor, I believe means an accelerometer, 5 megapixel camera. The price on this, on the box itself, is a whopping 29,900 and some 95 rupees. But it's not really that expensive. In fact, it's much cheaper if you go and buy it out today. It has a bunch of cool things that you might like. So it has push to talk, which is almost like radio, if that feature is available, which is not available in India. So it does have push to talk. Unfortunately, it's not useful. You do have a GPS locator, so if you lose yourself, somebody can find you. And if you lose your phone, obviously you can find it. It is IP68 rated, which is fantastic. That's what gives it the waterproof capability as well as the dustproof capability. And then it's GSM plus CDMA, that means it's 3G enabled, which I've already told you. So this box is already sort of open, which is usually a disappointment for us because we don't get to use my knife. But that's what the scene is like, guys, so we can't really do anything about it. So once I remove the box, the first thing inside is the SxTreo phone. So I'm going to put this to the side right now. And I'm going to go further in. So this appears to be a booklet sort of carrier system thingy-majiggy. And you'll see it's a small getting started manual, and there's a warranty card. We don't need that. Go further in, you'll see some cables. So there's a small USB to micro USB cable. These are both USB 2.0 on both sides. That's an additional battery, because if you're an outdoorsy person, then you're out a lot. So that's a battery. It is a 2060 milliamp hour battery. You do have some earphones in here. So they're in-ear style earphones. I'm going to check these out and see what they look like or sound like. You also have gold-plated tips on the 3.5mm jack, and finally you have the charging brick. So this is the charging brick. Not very impressive in terms of design or quality. Looks like one of those Chinese phones that it comes with, but it's slightly better, I believe. But it's still a basic charging brick for the phone itself. And I believe that's everything from the box. So let's quickly go ahead and take a look at the device itself, guys. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the SxTreo. It's a bulky looking phone, but it's sort of rugged, as you guys can possibly see. Pretty impressive according to me. I like the design. It sort of reminds me, I remember there was a phone by Nokia. It was called the basketball phone. I don't remember what the exact number was, but it was one of the most popular phones in the good old days. It was the first waterproof or water resistant phone from the company. So to pop in the battery, I need some sort of screwdriver. So I'm going to go and arrange those in 1 second. Look, boys and girls, I found a screwdriver that matches the phone. So I'm going to quickly go ahead and open the screws up so that I can pop in the battery. The good thing about this is that it will let you secure your phone inside this sort of panel. So you're pretty sure that this device can go underwater and you're not afraid of it getting damaged. The bad thing is that if you really need to get the battery out, it's a problem because you need to open all these guys up. So let's go ahead and try and... So it opens up, and on the inside you guys can possibly see is dual SIM card slots. So the first one over here is the GSM CDMA, WCDMA and GSM, so that means it's 3G. This one is just 2G, which is just GSM, and then you have a micro SD card slot which takes in up to 32 GB of expandable storage, so you can get some music going while you're underwater, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to pop in the battery real quick and turn this bad boy on to see what it looks like once you turn on this device. Kind of does match. Look at that. Exactly the same. Anyway, let's go ahead and try and power this on. Hopefully there is some battery so that I can run you guys through it. So you'll see that there is a front facing camera over here. And clearly the speakerphone is very loud as well. The main camera at the back is a 5 megapixel camera. Over at the right side, you'll see there's a button to click images, which is nice, a camera shutter button. You also have the volume rockers over here. The power button is on the top. On the left is what I believe to be the push to talk button. So if you have push to talk enabled, you can use this button to do like a Roger, 1, 2, 3. But you need to have that service available on your phone. Over at the bottom is the 3.5mm headphone jack, as well as the micro USB charging and data syncing port. You have the menu button over here, the back button over here, and the main home button. And of course you have a capacitive touchscreen with the good capabilities of doing a bunch of things. So let me go ahead and get my charger, and I'm going to charge this up so that I can run you guys through this. Okay, so I have it connected to a portable battery pack that I have. Now this one is a Micromax battery pack. It is also a router, so it's a 4400 milliamp hour battery pack. The model number is 440W. This is also a Wi-Fi router, so you can plug in your sort of SIM card in here and get a Wi-Fi router going. But while doing that, I'm going to put this to the side. While doing that, I did notice that you need an extra long micro USB pin, because you can't use your usual cables, because the port over here is recessed a little bit. So you need an extra long sort of head for the micro USB cable. So in case you do lose this cable, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble trying to charge this guy up. So it's charging, and I'm going to quickly run you through the sort of interface that we have. Now the screen is fairly small compared to many of the other devices available in the market. And if I just compare it to our recent guy that we've been looking at, the Desire 616, you'll see that in front of a 5-inch screen, the screen just dwarfs out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect quickly to Wi-Fi, and I'm going to show you the web browsing system in this is. And we're also going to check for updates. Maybe there is an update that they've pushed out, but you have Jelly Bean out of the box on this, as you can see. So what I'm doing is I'm going to check for an update to see if the device has an update available, so that we can possibly run it on a newer version. But it seems to be having some issues with the wireless connectivity. Although it shows that I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, but it seems to not be getting a proper DNS or an IP address, because it doesn't seem to be updating the date and time and all of those things. Maybe I can go ahead and manually do it. Yes, it's not even loading up Google. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so it seems to be having some issues with the wireless connectivity, guys. And we are pretty close to the router, so I'll probably do a quick check once we do a quick check. And we'll also try and update it to the latest version of Android. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close this port up, and then I'm going to try and conclude this video with the usual things that we do. So I'm going to dunk this in a bucket of water real quick. So I'm going to go one step further, and I have here a jug of water. I'm going to try, and I don't know if anything is running, but I'm going to try and load up a web page, which is not loading, and I'm going to hopefully, let me go confirm again that everything's sealed, and this guy goes in. So basically it's a waterproof sort of phone, and as long as you don't have any bubbles floating out of the phone, you should be in a good place. That means the device is not going to get damaged anytime soon, because you don't have any leaks, etc. So let me see if I can get this guy out. So yeah, so the dude is all wet, but it seems to be working just fine, guys. So that's a quick look at the new SxTreo. Of course, we're going to fix the internet issues on this, or at least we're going to try and fix it. The screen is not very friendly once it's wet, so it's sort of misbehaving a little bit. But I'm assuming that that's because of the water on the screen. Let me wipe it off. So now it works. So yeah, basically it's not a water resistant screen in terms of it's not going to work properly if it's completely underwater. So hence they probably have this button so you can take underwater pictures. The camera seems to be nice as well, the 5 megapixel camera, and it also have burst mode, so you can hold down the camera shutter button and save up to 99 pictures as well. So that's a quick look, guys. A nice looking phone. In fact, it reminds me of the good old days, but it has this rubberized feel to it, which would make it a good companion if you want to go out and sort of play around with this phone in the outdoors. The fact that it's running Android 4.1 is the only downside to it according to me, and the screen size is sort of small. But you do have a nice and large lip, so it's going to take a bunch of falls, and we're going to do those tests for you guys as well. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Bharat Nagpal. Make sure you hit iGyaan.in for the full details on this, and make sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.